Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with another installment of Mutant Monday. This time we'll be looking at Ten of Swords, Stasis, which marks the halfway point in the Ten of Swords story. So, where we left off, it was largely looking as though the swordsmen of Krakoa had gathered their swords. And we knew that one of the sword bearers of Arrako had as well. So the issue begins with a page delivering invitations throughout Otherworld, the Crooked Market, the Kingdom of Seveloth, Inferi the Everforged, the Floating Kingdom of Roma Regina, the Holy Republic of Fae, and so forth. In the Celestial Palace, a parliament is being held. And also present are two of the horsemen, having assumed the seat of Dryador on the count within the parliament. This is something that does not make Merlin happy, and, well, the initial thing voted upon, basically allowing for free crossing of borders, when it is voted down, the contingent from Blightspoke get a little agitated. However, soon Merlin turns his ire from Blightspoke to the usurpers of Dryador. On Krakoa, the swordsmen have all arrived. The sword bearers have arrived, and they all head to Otherworld. At the same time, it appears the swordsmen of Arrako have also gathered in their own circle. Which brings us to the prophecies of the sword bearers of Arrako. If you'll recall, in at Ten of Swords Creation, either Ten of Swords Creation, or it was in the first issue of X Factor issue that tied into it, we got a list of prophecies basically saying who all was going to be involved. Well, now we have them for Arrako as well. A blade of flame, innocence interred, all is fair in love and her. A kiss is a wish pressed into flesh, death is a gift unmade. Bones wait a lifetime to exist, praying for a cage to be flayed. White devil, white lies, a false front hides black flies. Egg hatches, swarm grows, a hive seeks to colonize. She is the field of battle, she is the meadow of decay. She is a meadow of decay. She is the undergrowth in the dark, to stray too close rots life away. A warrior unchallenged welcomes his weakness, for wielding a flaw has its advantages. From silence beckons blade's sweet hiss. Quiet temptress says nothing and still gets her wish. Pogger pogs pog. In pogs pog. But pogs pog pog. Then in pog pogs. A leader betrayed, a healer dismayed. For the centuries lost, the price will be paid. Grace is a bane, clemency is a boon. Sure victory is a curse, to pity she is immune. A garden now choked with ancient vines, in the witching hour she's asleep and screaming. Under her feet lie battle lines, her garden turned black with promise redeeming. We then end up in Dryador 3 days previous, as Pestilence speaks the prophecies. And it turns out the heroes of Arrako have made their own summoning circle out of the dead. Well, dead of Dryador, presumably. They also already know the names of the swords. and one among them tells the rest to bring her the blades and their bearers. Nothing else matters. And Arrako, at Redroot the forest, Summoner recruits basically the Arrako equivalent to Cypher, and his blade, Alluvium. In the realm of Amenth, Pog, War and Death seek to recruit Pog. They manage to do so by telling them that, hey, if we win, there's an entire world for you to plunder, an entirely new world for you to plunder. So, yeah, he's down. Also, Pog rhymes a lot. In Arrako, Summoner recruits Bay the Blood Moon and her sword, Seducer. Death and one, and I can't remember which horseman that is, go to recruit the White Sword of the Ivory Spire in Amenth, as well as his blade, Purity. Iska the Unbeaten and her sword Mercy are promptly recruited. Promptly and easily, I should say. Death takes the black bone of Amduat from his place in Amenth. And soon the 10 are assembled. Solom as well, having got his Muramasa blade. And we get a quick rundown of the blade of Arrako. War, a mutant from Okara, wields a sword Vermilion, the red sword of war. Mutant power is fire. Summoner, birth names forgiven from record. Mutant from Arrako, sword is Colony. Mutant power and vulnerability. Note is also a trained high summoner of Amenth. Solom, mutant from Arrako, with adamantium skin, has a Muramasa blade. White sword of the Ivory Spire. Purity, a mutant from Okara, wielding the sword Purity, his mutant power being healing. Redroot the Forest, a pure blood mutant reclaimed from Amenth, wields Alluvium, has the power of Botomancy, and is the voice of Arrako. Death, the mutant from Okara, is wielding the black bone of Amduat, and his mutant power is the Eyes of Death. Iska the Unbeaten, a mutant from Okara, wields the blade Mercy. Her power is that she cannot lose. Annihilation wields the Midnight Blade. That is all it is said. Bay the Blood Moon, a mutant from Arrako. Seducer, with the mutant power being the Doom Note. Pog, a beast from Amenth. His sword is Pog. And he's not a mutant, so he has no mutant power. At the Starlight Citadel in Otherworld, the 10 Krakoan sword bearers arrive. They're met by Saturnine, who basically kind of makes a point of poking and prodding at them. They're then shown to their chambers, and apparently on everyone's bed is waiting a tarot card. The Nine of Swords for Captain Britain, the Two of Cups for Cypher, an unknown card for Gorgon, Knight of Pentacles for Captain Avalon. The Page of Wands for Magic. The Fool for Cable. Strength for Wolverine. Death for Storm. And an unseen card that for Apocalypse that is promptly crushed before he goes to speak with Saturnine. Referring to it as a taunt. She'll continue to speak, however, and she does say a few things. Apparently he's very curious to her. He defeated Morgan Le Fay, which she considers a lucky favor, but instead of coming to her as an ally, he's spied, invaded, and downright bullied his way into her citadel. And in the end, she invited him in. And she declares that he's taking his barely realized theory of magic that he claims he's been working on for centuries to a grand conclusion rather quickly. And it isn't like him. Not that he knows her, not that she knows him well, but she does know that he's very old, which he said so himself, which is why he's surprised with you. It's funny, he's a lot of things, and he has a lot of flaws. But he's too old to be impatient. Turns out the two were on their way to Saturnine's next meeting. And we discovered what the card that Apocalypse was given was, the Lovers. And apparently her next meeting is with none other than Annihilation of Amenth. And Apocalypse, having seen the Annihilation mask, claims that he knows the mask. He's seen it every night for thousands of years in his dreams of rescue and revenge, and nightmares of what he lost and things he would do to reclaim it. Only to reveal that Annihilation is none other than his wife, Genesis. It says that she removes the mask, that the violent horrors he would bring to the ancient enemy in the name of his eternal love. And now it seems the eternal enemy, or the ancient enemy and the eternal love are one and the same. He asks how this is, and she simply says, survival of the fittest. We then get a note from Tarot, as it has happened again. 9 cards drawn. 9 of Swords. This is for when you are ruining yourself with your own fears and nightmares. But as they say, just because you are paranoid does not mean they are not after you. Not many of the cards are bad, but this is a bad card. 2 of Cups. It is said the Lovers is not the card of true love. This one is. Harmony is this one's future, but it can be perilous to form such bonds in times of war. Hidden. This is the one that let me know that this was not an ordinary reading. This card would only show me the back. I flipped it to reveal itself, and wouldn't you know, another back. I flipped it again and again, picked it up to examine it. Somehow I had a card with no message. But even nothing can be for someone, yes? So I pass it along. Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes these are called coins instead of pentacles, where they speak of practicality and prosperity. This man has no master plan, but will work for what must be done. Could be money in his future? Page of Wands. Like the Knight, the Page is a person. A tricky one. Clever. Never stuck in one place. Arrogant, but a good friend to have. The Fool. Do not be offended. The tarot is sometimes called the journey of the Fool. The Fool does not know things yet, but he will learn. Ah, the folly of youth. Death. Do not be afraid. This is not the card of failure and decay, but of the natural harvest. The season before can never come again. Metamorphosis. The Lovers. This card is indeed a tale of lovers, but they have been lovers. The presence of this card can portend a great test where there once was harmony. And that is where the issue ends. And that's it for this installment of Mutant Monday. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with a rundown of last month's Dark Knight's metal tie-ins. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.